Welcome back to the Magnetic Marketing Podcast. Today we're going to be listening to Bill Glazer, and as Bill Glazer only can do, we're going to be talking about 7 instant business boosters and breakthroughs. Now, what you might miss from that is you get 7 business boosters, and as Bill Glazer does, he's going to jump right into the training. And so you're going to learn what those 7 business boosters are, but he's also going to go through 7 totally separate breakthroughs. These are things that you can do if you're trying to create a list of what are my priorities, what should I be focused on inside of the building of my business, what are those things that I can work on my business instead of in my business. This is a list you might want to take to heart. Let's join in with Bill Glazer.
I don't think there's anybody that has had a bigger impact in the field of direct response than Dan Kennedy.
The legend of Dan Kennedy should be ignored at your own peril.
They're not really lessons, they're kind of laws that you live by.
Dan opened my eyes to what small business marketing looks like.
Dan teaches strategic direct response that is timeless.
His ripple effect touches people who don't even know his name.
The world as we know it was changed because Dan Kennedy became obsessed with marketing.
Welcome to the Magnetic Marketing Podcast with your host, Dan Kennedy.
Okay, so we're here today to talk about 7 instant business boosters. So let me tell you a little bit about how this came about. In June 15th to February 15th to February 16th, after the Outrageous Academy and Workshop, I did a very, very special 2-day hot seat mastermind experience where I had 16 newbies. I've never coached before, never did any mastermind before. They signed up to come in for 2 days to get a true mastermind experience the exact same way I delivered to my Info Mastermind members in my very, very elite group of entrepreneurs that I work with. And out of there, and we worked with them on their business, and then I went back out of there and I pulled out of there what I call 7 instant business boosters out of what actually people took with them out of there. So I figured that I would show you today what I consider to be the 10 instant business boosters. Now, there was a lot more that came out of there than 7 things. It was a lot more. It was more like 50 things. But I picked out the 7 of them that were the most applicable to the most businesses. So the question you have to now say is how can you apply this to your business? So the very first booster is a process to implement to take you out of being in the commodity business so you can't be compared to your competitors. So if in any way anybody ever looks at you as saying, gee, how am I, I'm just in the commodity business. People are just price hunting. Anybody ever had that problem? Okay, so here's the business booster number 1, is develop the list of why your product or service is the clear, inarguable, say that 3 times real fast, best choice. Make the list of why it is. And it was one of the questions on the questionnaire that I gave them, is your product the clear, inarguable best choice? And many people said yes, and they told me why, and some people said no, and we worked on making it the best choice. So now it's no longer going to actually be able to be compared to other people. So you want to make the list, identify what's missing and fix it, and then include the message everywhere that you can. So you want your business to be the clear best choice. And it really isn't that hard to do it as long as once you identify what's missing, you just go ahead and fix it. Okay, booster number 2 is this one. The number 1 job you have as the marketer of your business. Booster number 2 is the number 1 job that you have as the marketer of your business, and it probably is not what you think it is. So here's booster number 2. Is constantly build your herd. Your database is the number 1 asset that you have. So your number 1 job of your business is constantly build your herd. I will tell you right now, if all of a sudden at Glazer Kennedy, which heaven to bid, all of a sudden everything would be taken away from us. Everything would be taken away from us that we possibly had. And you only left me with one thing and one thing only. If you left me with our list of members and prospects that we have, within 12 months, I can have this company right back to where it was at this moment right now, because the money is all on the list. So your job is to build the list of your, and it's not only the list of your customers, but the list of your prospects, because there's tons of money in your prospects. So you want to have an ironclad system for customer data collection. Ironclad. Every business has a place in that business where you can make sure that you collect all the data of your customer. So squeeze pages on your websites is one of them. But if you are a dental office, if you are a auto repair shop, if you are a realtor, I don't care what your business is, you need to have that ironclad system. The money is in the list. You take any great marketer in any business that there is, they will tell you all the money is in the list. It's like being in the toll booth position. So you always want to be in that position. Okay, oops, I forgot my thing. All right, booster number 3 is the simple formula to make it easy as pie to make your customers eager to buy your products or services. So here's the simple formula that is easy as pie to make your customers eager to buy your products and services. And this is the 3-step survey process. And I talked a little bit about this yesterday in my breakout session, but I wanted you all to know it in the general session. So people always say to yourself, how do I make whatever I'm doing, my products or services, easy to sell? And this is this 3-step survey process. So step number 1 is to survey people. Give them somewhere between a 1 to 10 multiple choice questionnaire. So don't make it open-ended. Ask them questions. I usually find around 6 is the best number, but I've done them as short as 1 question and as long as 10. Never any more than 10, because if you make it too long for people to fill out, they won't fill it out, because it's all about getting people to consume it, to fill it out. Usually you want to give them some kind of gift and premium for them filling it out. So it could be a free report, it could be a gift. It's some advantage for them to fill it out. And number 3 is, one of the things that people who fill out surveys really want is they want to know the results of the survey. So promise them that you report back to them the results of the survey. And if you tell them you're reporting back the results of the survey and you give them a nice little gift, depending on what the survey is, for filling out, you will get very, very good compliance. We actually got 3,500 of our members to fill out our survey for the super conference. And we actually built the super conference based on the results of the survey. So the first thing, and we reported back the results of the survey in the sales letter for the super conference. That's how we reported it back to them. And we gave all of you that filled out the survey, you got a Glazer Kennedy t-shirt. So we did it to you all, okay? So step number 1 is to survey folks. Step number 2 is report the results to them. The reason why you want to report the results to people is because more people have confidence in what other people ask for than what they ask for themselves. More people, they have more confidence in what other people would ask for than they would ask for themselves. So when you report back the results to them, even if they didn't ask for this, they now think, gee, I should have asked for that because I have more confidence in other people's ability to ask. And then number 3 is give them what they asked for. It's the simple. So when you do that in any business that you have, when you take this 3-step approach, it makes it easy to sell. Because you basically find out what they want, and or if they didn't want it, they hear what other people wanted, and then once they hear what other people wanted, they now want it themselves. It's a very, very simple 3-step formula. And I've used this in so many businesses and crushed it. Excuse me, Gary Vaynerchuk, for stealing your title, but I've crushed it in so many businesses by just doing this process. A couple people I'm looking at around the room, you've done this thing, you know what I'm talking about, and it works like every time. Okay, so that's booster number 3. Booster number 4 is how to find an army of people eager to sell your products and services for you. And then I wrote here as a little note to myself, this is very cool, okay? So how to find an army of people eager to sell your products and services for you. So booster number 4 is to create a referral culture. This is an army of people that are eager to sell your products and services for you. It's to create a culture. Those of you that are Diamond members have told me over and over again, and told Dan over and over again, that the 2-part call that we did on how to get 10 times more referrals for your business, that 2-part call that we did, is like the best Diamond call that we ever did. if any of you, by the way, are upgrading to Diamond membership on your forms, or if you've already entered your forms in and didn't do this, just let us know at the office. As an unadvertised bonus, if you want a copy of that call, the two-step call, just tell them back there as Diamond members, if we haven't sent it to you yet, you have it for free. So you want to create a referral culture. So you want to feature customers who refer. That's one of the things you want to do. That's part of the culture. In your newsletters, in your brick and mortar business. Over here, this is a sign that appears in my brother-in-law's office, who's a dentist. In every one of his operatorias, I think that's something, it's called something like that, operatorias or something like that, in the room that I go to where they drill me, okay? In every one of those rooms, strategically located, when you lay back on this chair and they have you captive, you see this sign that says, "Dear patient and friend." A good dental practice doesn't just happen. We have to constantly work hard to provide you with the finest state-of-the-art care you deserve. We are truly grateful for the many patients, the way many patients show their trust and confidence in our staff by sending their friends and family to us for dental treatment. As a token of our appreciation, please select any of the gifts below from each new patient you refer. Sincerely, Edward Shavitz, DDS and staff. By the way, we reserve special times each week just to care for new patients referred to us by friends like you. Now, this is not the only strategy that he uses. He uses other referral strategies. He uses newsletter marketing, on and on and on and on. However, you got them captive. You're telling them it's a nice message to them. They pick a gift out for referring somebody. This is a referral culture. That happens in his office. Every business that there is has the opportunity for a referral culture. And do not make the mistake that this only works in brick and mortar businesses. This works in every business that there is. This is how you get an army of people that are anxious to sell your products for you. And in this particular case, for the price of some $50 gift certificate for pasta, we get 6, 8, 10 new patients every month, sometimes every week, just off of this type of strategy. Back to the referral thing, because that was one thing. You also want to do it during all your sales presentations. So, for example, I know there's Tom Capizzi's here in the room, who's in the home improvement business. You have an opportunity when you are selling somebody home improvement to actually talk to them in a way that, once we're done putting in your new windows, you're going to want to refer to us, all your friends and family members. So we're going to do a special job, great job for you to make sure that you will do that. This is language that's used in order to create a referral culture. Everywhere that you can, you want to be talking about referrals in the proper way. You want to create a referral rewards program when possible. You want to thank customers who refer. The best ways to get customers to refer, the best customers to refer are ones that have already referred. The best customers to get to refer are the ones that have already referred. If you acknowledge to them that they referred. If you ignore them and they refer, they get pissed off and they'll never refer again. So writing a little handwritten note to them, thanks so much for sending us da-da-da-da-da-da. We really appreciate it. And by the way, here's 2 other referral cards for you that you can refer to us 2 other friends. That's the kind of way you actually will get, those people are easier to get to refer to you than the first time referral. You want to create a referral contest. These are just ideas. You don't have to do all of them, but a referral contest is another great way to also get people to refer to you. Booster number 5 is how to tap into the hidden gold mine in your business that most entrepreneurs, business owners, and sales professionals ignore. How to tap into the hidden gold mine in your business that most entrepreneurs, business owners, and sales professionals ignore. This exists in every business and is easy to fix. And that is this one right here, which is lost customer client patient reactivation campaign. Every business has customers that have not come back to you when you wanted them to come back to you. I was talking to a very nice gentleman there early this morning. He walked up to me and was asking me about the Info Summit. He was saying to me, I believe he was in the realtor business. And he said to me, should I be coming to the Info Summit? I think they're on to me, Karen. So she said, should I be coming to the Info Summit? And we had a nice conversation. But here's the point. There's a lot of realtors, for example, they think they make the sale, and then they're done with the sale. And then they're never going to see the guy again. Where the reality of it is that the average person during normal times are buying a new home every 7 years. That's the statistic, every 7 years. So therefore, if 8 years has passed by and somebody hasn't contacted you, they are now a lost customer. And they should be put into a lost customer reactivation campaign in every business. In my menswear business, we expected the customer to come in once every 6 months. Twice a year, men come in, buy the clothes. Now, we had hyper-responsive ones, but on average, we want them every 6 months. If 7 months came around and we didn't see them again, bingo, lost customer reactivation campaign. A restaurant, you're eating 21 times a week. 21 times a week you're eating. So if you don't see somebody within 30 days, bingo, lost customer reactivation campaign. Each business has its own sweet spot. You got to figure out when is it in your business that somebody lost. Auto repair. Auto repair is a great example of it. How often should somebody be coming in to get their car serviced? Every business has got it. I'm telling you, every business has it. So here's a lost customer reactivation campaign that actually was created by one of our vendors was out there in the vendor area before we shut it down. So this is a cool one that I figured I'd just show you. This is one that is actually this bag that goes out, that's mailed out to people. So step number one is this bag. And in there's a sales letter that's in there. And the sales letter that says in there that here's the deal, it's a bribe, we miss you. That's about a third of the way down. It's pointing out to people that they are lost. It's letting them know that we realize that it's time for us to reacquaint ourselves to you. So you send this out. And step number 2 in his campaign is this cool little postcard that goes out. We've been searching for you. And this goes out. And step number 3 is I actually created this for him because this is an email that goes out using the same, Jeff, are you in the room somewhere? There you are. So Jeff, when you want, I'll give you this thing. You can add it to your third step. So Jeff created the first step and the second step, and there's Jeff's resource. Jeff and Kim Detmer. They have outrageousmarketingproducts.com, and if you want to get their campaign to reenact lost people, go to outrageousmarketingproducts.com, and you can plug right into their done for you campaign that they actually have to get people back. But if you don't do this one, do something to get people back. It is one of the easiest way to actually get customers back. It's the third easiest customer to get to your business, and most people actually ignore it. Booster number 6 is the most effective marketing tool that I know. Booster number 6 is the most effective marketing tool. Anybody want to guess what that is? If I could hear you. But most effective marketing tool I know is newsletters. This is relationship marketing. I believe, Dan and I have said this for years, that every business should be in the newsletter business. It's a relationship. It creates relationships with people. You use it for B2C, B2B. You want to use multiple ones. There's a gentleman in our Peak Performers group that sends out newsletters. One newsletter he sends out to customers, another one he sends out to suppliers. He does multiple newsletters to multiple people. Not one size fits all, multiple ones. At Glazer Kennedy, we publish 4 newsletters for different genres. I mean, the basic one is an OBS marketing letter, but we have the info marketing letter, we have the marketing to the affluent, we have copy confidential, and so we have 4 newsletters depending on what people are looking for. It is the best relationship tool that there is. You want to send it to customers, clients, patients. You want to send it to prospects, and you want to keep them engaged with you. There's nothing better to do that. There's you can get out a 4-page version for approximately $1 that includes postage. Depending on how you do it, you can either do it as a self-mailer or in an envelope for about $1 if you do it yourself. And even if you have some of the people that we have in the room here that will do newsletters for you, it's approximately $1 to get these things out. There's nothing better than for a $12 a year, because you want to send it out monthly, to keep people who connected with you. It is absolutely cheap money. Now, I'm a believer in online newsletters only as a supplement to offline. So if you want to send, you should always send the paper and ink newsletter, but if you want to send paper and ink and the online, that's fine, but not just the online. And here's how I can prove it to you. If it's your birthday, and you got a birthday card from your mother online, how would you feel? As opposed to if you get a birthday card from your mother in your mailbox. Much different. So think about newsletters for a second. Online. Think about the birthday card from your mother online. That's like, I used to love you, You want to use content to increase readership. And it usually has nothing to do with content that has anything to do with what you do. It's usually right about your family, right about your pets, right about your trips, right about you came to the super conference, right about things like that. That's what increases readership. You want to have different categories on your newsletter. You want to have content about what you do and content about what you don't do. You want to have character content as I have up there. So they want to live their life with you. They want to. I can't tell you how many people have walked up to me and asked me questions about my Porsche. It has nothing to do with marketing. They want to know all about my Porsche. Had many, when I mentioned the Aston Martin, boy, then all of a sudden people want to go shopping with me. Okay? So you want to make it fun, as much fun as possible. You want it to be a referral culture. You want to point out people that refer to you. I want to thank the many friends that actually refer to us. It's referral culture. You want to have it a buying culture. You can actually offer stuff in there to sell to them. So there's lots of things that you want to put in your newsletter. We have a great resource for you, which is how to create personality in copy, which is a Dan Kennedy talk where he reveals to you everything that he does in the No BS marketing letter. And you can get it for 30% off while you are here. And if you want to see dissected what we do and how to apply it to your business, Dan does that for you. It's one of the best resources we have. It's very inexpensive. So there's a resource for you. Booster number 7. Booster number 7 is media. Which ones should you be using today that is the most effective to combat the recession? Which one should you be using today? And the answer is all of them. You should be using all of them that apply. So you want to add more media. Diversity leads to stability. So I just put up a short list of them here. Direct mail, email, social media, article marketing, radio, newspaper, TV, door hangers. I love door hangers. So I always put it up there. So you want to use, and there's more. There's lots more. I just put up some of them that's there. But if you really want to have a more stable business, add more media. So yeah, I say newsletters, everybody should be doing newsletters. However, add more media to it. Diversity leads to stability. Most people that I know whose businesses get in trouble, they get in trouble because they start losing media. I remember years ago, when I first got into the information marketing business, and I've seen Ron Ipack back there, we both kind of got in at the same time. And at the time, we were addicted to fax broadcasts when we first got into that business. It got taken away from us. So all of a sudden, we were like in trauma. What are we going to do? You don't want to ever get into the trauma. If something gets taken away from you, look, voice broadcast has been taken away from us, or a lot. Fax broadcast has been taken away from us. Outbound telemarketing has been taken away from us, not exclusively, but a lot of it has been. So you want to use as much different media as you possibly can in your business. Okay? Everybody got a booster? Everybody got, who's got like 3 of them they're going to apply? Okay? You want some big breakthroughs? Big breakthroughs? Okay, so the big breakthroughs, these also came out of that day. These also came out of the day. Now again, A lot more it was actually 2 days. A lot more big breakthroughs came out of those 2 days than just this, a lot more boosters. But I picked the ones that were the most applicable to the most people. So here's number one. Big breakthrough number one, create your own media. Create your own media. E-zines, websites, newsletters, radio show, TV show. We have now No BS Live, NoBSLive.tv. Write that down. NoBSLive.tv. Write that down. Visit that tonight. Sign up. But we're sending you out emails about it. We created media. That's a media. It's our own online TV show. Magazines. Create your own media. When you are in the media business, you are in the toll booth position. You are in the driver's seat. You have something to promote of your own, so you can create your own media. Number two big business breakthrough is automatically put yourself in front of your customers. Now, this doesn't necessarily apply to every business. So all of a sudden, all of you in the room can say, okay, this doesn't apply to me. But if you could make this work in your business, and it can work in so many businesses that I consult with that they don't think about it, then it makes a real big difference. So, for example, if you sell something, let's say you sell, well, let's talk about the person that was at the 2-day hot seat mastermind. He was selling leather furniture. So he sold leather. So what happens when most people sell you a sofa? They sell you a sofa, and the next time you hear from them is they want to sell you another piece of furniture, right? You hear from them, they want to sell. Well, what happens if you sell the leather furniture and you say to them, something special that we do is we come out to your home every year and inspect your sofa, make sure it's in perfect condition. If there's any scratches on it, we bring the special liquid glop and rub it all over it and make the boo-boo go away. And we do all these other things to make sure it's in good shape. So now you come out on a service appointment once a year to visit the sofa, but while you're there, you happen to notice that we need a piece of furniture over here, and we need a piece of furniture over here, and your windows are leaking, and I have a guy that I can refer to you that can fix your windows for you, which I also get some income from, a revenue share. So I'm putting myself in front of them automatically. So lifetime inspection of products and services, periodic review of performance, so comparing stocks and bonds and things like that. Now, a lot of those guys get it already. The insurance agent gets it pretty well. The periodic review of performance, professional practices schedules the next appointment before the patient leaves the office. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. I go to a guy to get my hair cut. It's a big place. I mean, they got like 30 people cutting their hair, okay? How many times, let me ask you all, the men and the women in the room, how many times do you leave the place that you get your hair made like that color, okay? And how often do you leave and they don't schedule the next appointment? Raise your hand. They don't. I've been going to this guy for like 8 years. He never schedules the next appointment. He relies on me to schedule the next appointment. Is that stupid or what? Okay? So just schedule the next appointment. You know, I can't leave. If I leave my brother-in-law's office without scheduling an appointment, Becky, his person who runs the, she comes running after me to pull me back. So so many businesses are in a position where they schedule. They can create the next face-to-face, and it doesn't only have to be face-to-face interaction. That's the best place to do it is before, but right then and there when that sale happens, not waiting for the next sale to happen. Big business breakthrough number 3. Raise your prices. Most people underprice. Or most people can charge more in different ways, but most people are underpriced. Historically, when I work with a client one-on-one, the first place I go to is price increase because it makes like the most immediate impact to the client, and he likes me for it because I'm getting him more money. So first big breakthrough I would tell you is raise your prices. Now, a lot of people will all of a sudden, and somebody asked the question last night when we had the IBA Q&A. They said, what are some of the most common questions most common comments that you get when you work with clients? And of course, one of them is, my business is different. And another one is, I can't sell this for more because my competitors are less than I am. I hear this a lot, which is a bunch of crap. It's just learning how to sort of do it. What do I got here? We have a resource for it, which is Price Elasticity online training. And in the resource, we go through 10 clever ways to raise your prices. One of them is just to raise your prices. The other one is change who you're selling to, charge for what you now provide for free, bundle, which is my favorite way, is bundle in other stuff with it so you're no longer a commodity. Always have a premium version. Upsell with the sale, have an upsell with the sale, upsell after the sale. You locked in renewal, which is, I can't believe, I talked about it last night, I can't believe charities don't do that. It's beyond my belief why they don't do that. Continuity, forced continuity. I'm going to be doing a talk later today on showing you how any business can add automatically revenue to their business and then change the way you sell and what you sell. Big breakthrough number 4. Create events where people are likely to refer. So we go back to the referral piece that I talked to you about before, but if you're looking for a big breakthrough, it's to create an event, an actual event that people are likely to refer. I have a client of mine that I've worked with in the past that is in the investment business. And his entire business strategy, building strategy, is built on the fact that 4 times a year, he really has very, very, very smartly crafted events that don't feel like you're coming to refer. You feel like you're coming to a place that you want to come to. You're getting information that you want to get. You're getting a social atmosphere that you want to be involved with, and you want to bring your friends with you because you're having such a great time. You want your friends to come with them, and then these friends are automatically, very cleverly put into a scenario where they can now meet this person and then start moving forward with them. So you create an event. Local mastermind types of breakfast, lunch, and dinners. I've been teaching this a lot. It works great. Professional practices where once a month you have a dinner with other people that can help each other in their businesses by masterminding. But when you mastermind, you automatically start referring and helping each other people with their business, even if you don't ask for it. How many people in the room here are running mastermind programs? You know what I'm talking about. Deals start happening in those mastermind programs. You walk in the door trying to help each other with their business, but soon you start actually doing things where you actually refer people to them and resources they need. Customer appreciation events. This is one that I did years ago. I love this one. This is a guy, I worked with this guy who built swimming pools. So figure out how you can use this in your business. We used to add to every swimming pool $500 to the price of every swimming pool. And what we did is we told them when they bought the swimming pool, they didn't know the $500 was for this, but we added in for $500. We told them when they bought the swimming pool that we are going to have a party for their friends and family members to invite them to see the new swimming pool. The $500 was for invitations and the little hot dogs and the wine that we served there, okay? It was those little hot dogs. It wasn't a big hot dog. I only had $500, okay? And we used to invite on. So what happens is every time they would have the party, usually about 30, 40 couples would show up, we would always get another swimming pool deal out of that. Every time. It was a party. And we just built that into the price of the thing. Sneaky. I can't believe I came up with that. Sneaky. So his big breakthrough number 4 is that. Big business breakthrough number 5 is market to the affluent. Market to the affluent. Go where the money's at. 22% of all the U.S. households have over 55% of all the earned income. More than half of the income is concentrated in one of 5 households. 1 in 5 group, 200%, 1 in the 5, that 1 in 5 is 200% more likely to own or lease 4 or more cars per household. 200% more likely to have monthly cell phone bills exceeding $100. 200% more likely to own laptops and handhelds. Read twice as many magazines. Watch less TV. Invest in real estate other than their own residence. Make other investments and more diversified investments at a 400% multiple, and on and on and on and on. Go where the money's at. First of all, there's a book. I don't know if we have any left, but there's a book back there that Dan wrote. It's called The No BS Marketing to the Affluent. If you don't have that, he walks you through the whole thing. Or if you want the whole program, you can get the whole program back there. You can invest in the whole program, which is the program that he expands on this and really shows you a lot of examples, et cetera. So we have resources for you. But how many more customers would you need to make those investments go away? And you want to go where the money is at. Big business breakthrough number 6. What else? Actually, Dan talked about this a little bit last night, which is exactly the reason why that he and I should be comparing notes before we get up here. But what else? Is your customer's desire to buy is greater than your ability to supply. See, here's the deal. How many people in the room here deliver, ready for this? Now, I need you to deliver value. Who in the room doesn't deliver value but put the hand up anyway? Okay. So what happens when you deliver to people value? When you deliver value to people, they know you, they trust you, and they want your expertise in other things. Because now they know and trust you. One of the shortcuts to the sale is trust. If somebody trusts you, if you're a good friend that you trust, if you're looking for somebody to fix your car, and you talk to a good friend of yours that you really trust, you say, where can I get my car fixed? And he tells you, my guy is unbelievable. You're going to that guy, okay? So what happens is the customer's desire to buy is greater than your ability to supply. Once you have trust with customers, they want to buy more from you. They want to buy more from you because they trust you. So you want to figure out how else you can accommodate them. So what else can you sell them that they want and need? Now, a lot of times it's not only about what you sell, it's about what they want and need. So let's go back to our scenario with the leather furniture sofa guy. He goes into the house. He sees that the windows are leaking. He doesn't sell windows, but he's got a guy who can actually come in and sell the window related to a house, right? Because he's really in the I'm going to make your house look good business. That's the business he's really in. The sofa makes your house look good. Non-leaky windows make your house look good. He can now refer somebody to that homeowner that will come in and fix their windows for them, and he can get a piece of revenue from that or something else instead of revenue, which I'll get to in a second. So what else can you offer them through others that they want and need? So it's from yourself that they want and need and for others. So you want to make the list. What else can you offer people that they want and need? Other companies selling products or services, associations, you can tap into them, media. So it's not even a question of want and need, but actually media and trade shows. So let me explain to you what I mean. What do you really want? You want one of two things. You either want to get revenue from this additional transaction, is one thing. But there's something else that you would cheerfully take in lieu of revenue. What else would you take in lieu of revenue? Anybody want to venture a guess? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Okay. Not you. You stand up. What else would you take? There are lists. You get a free No BS t-shirt. Probably one of the $8 ones. So anyone you want. Free No BS t-shirt. So make sure that she gets, whoever's back there, Howard, stand up. This lady gets a free No BS t-shirt, okay? Okay. So you want their list. So one of the smartest strategies to do is not exchange money, but exchange access. You want access to their list, they want access to your list. So that's something that's real smart. That's a big business breakthrough. Money and or access. And either one of those makes it work really well. I do at Glazer Kennedy. We will oftentimes promote other people's resources if sometimes we get revenue for it. Sometimes we don't, but we get access to their list. But in all cases, by the way, we only promote other people's resources if it meets our criteria. So make sure you do your homework. If you're going to give them access to your customers, make sure, because that's a reflection on you, make sure that they do the right job for your customers. So you have to add in that equation to it as well. Okay, so I had revenue share model and cross-promote model. Okay, big business breakthrough number 7. Make your commodity product a non-commodity. So here's a couple ideas for you. Number 1 is you can rename it. Don't have it sound like everything else that's out there. And I will show you some examples of that in a few moments, okay? Is bundle it. Add in more support. Make a better guarantee. Add in compatible products. Add in non-compatible products. No longer it's so that you bundle it in with other stuff. So here's a couple examples, renaming it. S&D marketing. S&D marketing is just, we call it swipe and deploy. We named it. We created our own brand of it. But all it really is, if you think about it, is, hey, I'm going to show you some marketing and you can figure out how to use it yourself. So, but we made it our own. G3 process. G3 process is a process that we use to create online video sales letters. We named it G3 process. It stands for Glazer 3. It's for audio, PowerPoint, and photos. 3 things. We named it G3 process. Now it's our, and it's amazing to me that big marketers, names I won't mention, will contact me and talk to me about the G3 process. It now has taken on a name of its own. In this room here, I walk, especially at the Peak Performers group, we walk in the Peak Performers group, people walk up to me and say, should I use a G3 for this? They ask me those types of questions. It's something that we name. We now own it. The South Beach diet. Now, it's just a diet, right? It's like, I tell you, here's sort of like how diets work. You eat less and you exercise more. End of story. Okay? Now, how many diets are there? About 600 gazillion of them, okay? But the real thing is, eat less, exercise more. End of story. By the way, how do you sell diets? You know the best way to sell a diet? You got to show food. Showing food sells diets. Well, you think about it. Next time you on television, watch these things on television, you watch 2 things that they use to sell diets. One is food, the other is celebrity. But food is, so you got to show food that you can't eat while you're on the diet, but you show them that food, that sells diets. Well, you think about it. I'm telling you, right? You think if you show like a little string bean, that's going to sell a diet? Hamburger with cheese on top, lettuce and tomato, ketchup, mustard, with a lot of French fries, and a big thing of soda pop sells diet. Well, look, Subway, right? Right? Jared, right? What does he show? This thing this long, this big loaf of bread, right? It's carbohydrate loaded, right? Potato chips and a big thing of soda, right? $5, you're going to lose weight. I'm just saying. P90X fitness program. It's a name, okay? It's another name for a fitness program. The Renegade Millionaire Marketing. It's a name. So we renamed it. It's a way to take us out of the commodity business and put us into a business that we are in, the non-commodity business. Guarantees. I said here, better guarantees. Here's a couple one. Here's a couple guarantees that we've used, okay? The Rob Me Blind guarantee. We have a new product that we're coming out with soon. That's all the S&D examples that we put out each month. We took them and made them into a product because we have a whole collection of them now. And we call it the rob me blind guarantee. And we explain in there how you are robbing us blind. We have the free hungry great white sharks money back guarantee. That's for Renegade Millionaire Marketing. That's our guarantee. The flesh eating guarantee is another guarantee we use. Okay? These are guarantees we use. We're not saying we're going to guarantee it to you. We're going to say to you, we're going to give you our rob me blind guarantee. Now, we just took ourselves out of the commodity business and so how can you add these names to your business, name your own products, name your own guarantee, and every one of you can do this. It's not that difficult. Make your own stuff out of the commodity business and put yourself into the non-commodity business just by using these types of principles. Everybody got it? Yes? You like this crap? All right. Me too.
Thank you for listening to the Magnetic Marketing Podcast with Dan Kennedy. If you love hearing in on these lost Dan Kennedy talks and speeches and calls, then please let someone else know about this podcast. That's how you can help it to grow. And the more it grows, the more free Dan Kennedy we can bring to you. Also, Dan would love to give you the most incredible free gift ever, designed to help you make maximum money in minimum time. Now, this free gift comes with almost $20,000 in pure money-making information for free just for saying maybe. You can get this gift from Dan right now at nobsletter.com. Not only will you get the $20,000 gift, you're also going to get a subscription to 2 marketing newsletters that will be hand-delivered by the mailman to your mailbox each and every month. One from Dan Kennedy and one from me, Russell Brunson. To get this gift and your subscription, go to nobsletter.com right now.